Lovely.
Thank you.
Larry, if we could start, if you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about maybe your first recollections of music in your life.
All right. Hello, my name is Larry Mitchell, and I've been playing guitar for about 50 years. About 50 years. I don't really remember a time without music, without like being attracted to music. My mom says when I was a young boy that I used to strum the broom when I hear certain songs on the radio, grab the broom and strum it. At 2, I can't tell you where I would have seen a guitar. I did have a toy guitar for a while. I had a toy drum set for a while. Just music always would stop me in my tracks. And, from being a little kid, from running around and being a kid, and you hear music, or especially if I saw someone playing an instrument.
Larry, can you share a little bit about maybe how music has helped you in your life getting through maybe tough times or situations that you might have struggled with, and how music might have helped?
So when I was a kid, I grew up with chronic bronchitis, and then I had asthma, and I had pneumonia twice as a kid, and I stayed in. And one of the things that helped me get through a lot of things as a kid was music and playing the guitar. I had a guitar, always wanted to play, was trying to find someone to teach me. But when I couldn't go out and play with all the other kids, especially in the summer, those 2 times that I had pneumonia were in the summer. And so everybody else is outside playing and I'm inside, not. And so I play guitar, and it became music, and my guitar became my most solid friendship. So I could always play my guitar. When I was happy, I played my guitar. When I was sad, I played my guitar. When there were people around, I played my guitar. When there was nobody around, I played my guitar. So music is one of those things that you can always turn to. And I guess I learned how to reflect inward through playing music, or through music in general. I think most of us reflect inward, whether you play an instrument or not. A lot of people are attached to music, and so music, they'll hear a song that brings up a memory, and you stop for a minute, you reflect back to a certain time period, stuff like that. For me, it goes on I think a deeper level in that it's not just hearing a song, but you hear a note, or just sounds in general.
Larry, could you share your thoughts on how you might view music as being able to connect people and strengthen relationships, or even cultures, kind of as maybe as a universal language?
All right. So there's a saying that music is the universal language, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I think I've been to about 41, 42 countries, and I've been around people where I didn't speak their language, they didn't speak my language, but either they had a love of music, so when you start playing, you connect with people, or they do play an instrument and you connect. And I've gone to countries where I have a different rhythm section in every city, and I went to a country a few times years ago where the first rhythm section I had, the bass player spoke very little English, but the drummer spoke great English. And then the next city was vice versa. And then I had a city where there had to be a translator because both musicians didn't really speak English, and I did not speak their language. But after a while, the translator became useless or not useless, but less important. As we're on stage, that translator is not on stage, but there's a flow that happens when playing music, and people understand that. And there were only a certain amount of notes. I mean, you get into the Middle East and you get into like extra notes in between, but in general, there's only a certain amount of notes, and they were there to play my music. So they had listened and learned. They had written charts out. I don't use charts, but there was an understanding after a very short amount of time. And sometimes when you're in that flow of playing the music, sometimes we're in that flow, even just a look in that direction of the other players, and they start to understand what you want to do, or you understand what they want to do. You know, music, I think, breaks down barriers. I have a live stream I do every Tuesday, which is electric guitar, and a live stream every Sunday, which is mellow acoustic guitar. Very mellow. And I know the electric one has been going for 7, almost 8 years now. The acoustic one started during COVID. And knowing some of the people that are in the chat, it's a nice community of people chat to each other back and forth. They talk to me, they listen. There's a common theme. We do on Sunday nights, we do popcorn and chocolate, because this is the chocolate room we're in. And they communicate back and forth in a very friendly, caring manner. We've had really, really great times on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights as well. Sunday's a different vibe. Like I said, it's a very community, caring, and we've had several people in there going through cancer treatments, and watching a community of people rally. Not everybody's doing it, but there's a core group of people, and it's a lot of them, that communicate to each other. I know a lot of the people that communicate to each other, and I know that without music, they would probably not talk with each other, because they have different political beliefs, different religious beliefs, but for whatever reason, they come together on Sunday nights for music, and it's all beautiful. And I've seen that out in the world, where I remember doing shows in New York City in the late 80s and early 90s, and I would have there's one show I looked down, because I used to play all over New York, and I had developed an audience of different people. And there was one very large rival motorcycle gang on the right, and another one on the left. They usually do not hang out in the same place. And I had also played some events for New York City police officers. There were a table of police and FBI officers from one police plaza sitting in the back. And before the show, I was walking around saying hello to people. I'm like, oh, this could go very badly. But it was a beautiful night. It was absolutely a beautiful night. And that was for music. Everybody just hung out, was there to have a good time.
Thank you, Larry. Can you share how you view music as being able to be used as a healing tool?
So, music in general is healing. I think, like I said, it causes inward reflection, inward thought. I think certain sounds people find soothing. We use music for lots of different emotions. Some people use it to rile them up. Some people use it to get out their aggression. Other people use it just to feel no stress. And then other people use it for an actual healing thing, whether they realize it or not. They have a go-to style of music that puts them in a state, a meditative state, or a comfort level. And music does that. And we're all frequencies. Everything is frequency. So, and that's what music is. It's lots of frequencies. So when you tap into what frequencies mellow you out, or heal you, when you're not feeling good mentally, or when you're not feeling good physically, you learn the power of music and frequencies. I have a friend that's going through very bad cancer, and she asked me to come out and record her in San Diego. So I was there doing some shows. I went and took some small gear. She had some gear. She plays violin. She's just a beautiful spirit. and she's been in a lot of pain. And so we're recording the vocals, and she was going through stuff, recording her acoustic guitar. She was just, hunched over in between takes, and we had to stop. And we spent a lot of time with her on the floor, just curled up in fetal position in pain. And then I said, well, I need you to play some violin. Can you play violin? She goes, I'll try. And she played the violin. And when I tell you that for an hour and a half, she played absolutely beautiful, and she was feeling no pain. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a mental thing of just pushing down the pain. I don't know if it's a actual, like, it took the pain away, but whatever it actually did, the reality of it is it took the pain away for us for an hour and a half. It was seeing her not in pain, smiling and listening and playing and wanting to try it again. And it was someone I've known her for 25 years, and it was some of her most beautiful playing. And it's maybe we could share that. It's actually available, so maybe we'll share that somewhere in the credits and stuff like that. But I've always known that music heals, but that was more proof of, like, wow. And I said to her, do you realize you haven't winced, cried, no tears, no little, like, pain things like that for an hour and a half. And I'll tell you, before that, it was like, if we got through a 3-minute vocal take, and she didn't, make a sound that, like, she was in pain, that was amazing. And for an hour and a half, she felt no pain. And so I know that when people go to visit her, she has lots of friends that are musicians, and they bring instruments, or she has instruments there, and they play, and that helps her. It just puts her on another stage. She's got sound bowls, she's got gongs, she's got flutes and world instruments and guitars and pianos there, and so people are going and playing for her almost every day.
That was lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
And lastly, some final words on how music has impacted your life and how integral it is as far as part of your life as just a human being.
So there's a lot of things about music that are just straight up wonderful. If you live in a not so good area and you have kids and you want to keep them out of trouble, introduce them to music. Because I haven't met too many kids that are really passionate about music that are bored. It's like it doesn't exist. You can always play your instrument. Again, it can be your friend when people are being mean to you, or when you don't have any friends, or you can't go out and do anything. So music, not that I was into trouble, but music, I grew up in an area where I probably could have gotten in trouble. Music was there for me. And I don't think I've ever been bored. There's always something to do. And now I'm trying to work on my drum playing, my piano playing, as well as my guitar playing and bass playing. Music has taken me around the world and introduced me to so many people, some wonderful people. People have simply opened up their homes to me in other countries that didn't really know me, only because of music, which is absolutely amazing. For someone to say, come to our country, you can stay with us, visit us, and and let's talk about music, play music. That's amazing. That's beautiful. So I've met some really amazing people through music. I've traveled the world because of music. I've met people from around the world that have listened to my music, and for someone turned them onto it, or they stumbled across it, not by me like hammering on the door going, please listen to my music, just in general. And we'll share, you meet someone from another country and you have nothing in common, And you go, hey, do you like Prince? And like, oh yes, I love Prince. And now you have something really in common. You have nothing else in common, but you have something else. You like Peter Gabriel? Yes, I love Peter Gabriel. And we'll talk about that. Music is it's a special thing. It really is a special thing. I think it's so much a part of life because it's frequencies, and we are frequencies, and it's energy. So frequency are the actual notes, and you combine them to create other frequencies. But it's also energy. We're all energy, and everything is energy. Things either recharge you or drain you. And music is a good way of putting things together to recharge you. Sometimes it drains you or it drains certain people, but in general, the right combination to recharge you. So you could be feeling down, you put on some music and you feel better. That's why people go out and dance, because they just get lost in that whirl of like, this music makes me want to move my body physically. It's energy. So as long as I remember that things either recharge you or drain you, and I try and go towards the stuff that recharge me, then I'm happy. Music helps do that.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Larry.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And would you like to end us out with a couple of frequencies of your choice?
Sure.